Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Mentat here, bringing you episode 15 of my Agrarian Skies Hardcore Quest Let's Play. This game pack, made by Jadedcat, is available on the Feed the Beast launcher. Since last time, I did some work on my cow farm, got some extra pipes and such put into it, have a drum full of mob essence filling up. The rancher is producing milk very quickly. Sometime very soon I need to start processing that into a much larger storage because I filled up a drum of the stuff in minutes. And I've got a full drum full of sewage, so I need to start processing that into a larger storage sometime soon as well. I have a fair bit of steak and leather from the mob farm, and I'm going to be using some of that steak today to make some better food. Also, since last time, I've upgraded my ore generation system slightly. And I'm noticing that between recording and this, the computer is not quite happy, so I'm probably going to set up something to shut this off in between episodes. Well, I mean, in between episodes, I'm going to set up a lever that I can shut this off while I'm recording. So, I had enough iron that I just replaced that barrel full of stone hammers with a barrel full of iron hammers so that I could ignore it long enough for me to get around to building a system to filter a fortune hammer in and out of that and automatically repair it. It's going to be a process just building that one little bit, but it'll be totally worth it. I have 2 of these sieve stations working on gravel and 1 working on dust. And after a good bit of testing, I found that 8 autonomous activators is the sweet spot for me. Any more than that, and it doesn't speed things up and can actually slow things down as it runs into the click spam limit of the mod. But less than that, and I wasn't getting quite maximum efficiency. And between those 3 sieve tables and the hammer station, I actually needed to put in a second vacuum hopper just to keep up. If I head downstairs, look at these smelteries, you can see that they're still not exactly filling up, but they're definitely, you know, more things in there on a regular basis than there was before. And if I take you over to my Hall O resources, you can see that I'm generating quite a lot of metals already. I have multiple stacks of metal blocks of most ores, and I'm getting back up to significant amounts of both emerald and diamond. Lots of lapis, lots of coal, lots of redstone, lots of Certus dust. I'm actually not generating the Certus quartz directly right now. That's only available from sand, but I am generating Certus quartz dust, which you can toss in a crafting grid to become regular Certus quartz. So I didn't feel it was particularly necessary to work on sand. The only thing I was getting out of sand was the Certus quartz and stray lever. Testing something. The Certus quartz and a couple of plant-based items that I have the seeds for now and can set up proper farms for if I wish. Alright, so I need power. I need a lot more power than these ender generators can produce, because even at 5 of them running at 80 redstone flux per tick, I am losing power, and in fact, I am almost out. That bar is going to run out sometime very soon, and then the whole system's going to go down, which is going to be a problem for me because I need that system up. So, to make that power, I'm going to be using coal. Specifically, I want to use a thermal expansion process to use that coal inside of compression dynamos. Compression dynamos are similar in nature to a Buildcraft, I think it's combustion engine, in that they need a liquid fuel and some form of coolant. Now, it might be strange to be turning coal into a liquid fuel, but that's just the sort of thing that thermal expansion does. Now, to make these, I'm going to need some transmission coils, and I'm going to start with 3 of them because I think I have enough coal output from my system to support that many. I'm also going to need some tin gears from forestry, because I would rather use the copper than the iron. I'm going to need 6 of those. Other than that, it's just a bunch of tin and some redstone. So there we go, 3 compression dynamos. And I'm going to bring these over here, and I'm going to set up some more energy conduits. I made myself more energy conduits and more redstone, I made more redstone energy conduits and more fluid ducts to be able to support this build that I'm doing right now. And I want to have a little 3-high tower right there, and I want to set up the compression dynamos here, here, and here. And you can see that they have the 2 tanks, And if I mouse over the information, it tells me it generates redstone flux using fluid fuels. Um, that generation rate varies according to energy demand, is something very specific to the thermal expansion dynamos. They will produce 80 redstone flux a tick, but as this power bar fills up, as its internal storage increases, the amount of redstone flux per tick that it generates will decrease until it gets down to 4 redstone flux per tick, which will greatly reduce the rate that it uses fuel. So what else am I going to need for this build? I'm going to need to put a pulverizer and a magma crucible down into the world. So I'm going to set the pulverizer right there on top of this ME interface next to the redstone energy conduit. This is all very pre-planned. And the magma crucible right on top of it. And this pulverizer I'm going to set to accept items from the left and output. I'm going to output the primary slot to the top using red, and I'm going to output the secondary slot to the bottom using yellow, green. I'm not sure. Curse being colorblind. The magma crucible, on the other hand, will be set to accept items from the bottom and output liquids to the side. And I'm going to hook them up just like this. Now I just need to grab myself some coal. And when I toss coal into the pulverizer, it will produce sulfur and liquefacted coal. Now, 1 bucket of this liquefacted coal will produce 1 million redstone flux in a compression dynamo. So the magma crucible, it can produce 1 craft every second or a bucket every 10 seconds because one of these pulverized coal is only worth 100 millibuckets. So it takes 10 pulverized coal to make a bucket, 10 seconds to make a bucket. That 1 million redstone flux worth of power, so that 1 bucket, will last 625 seconds in the compression dynamo, or 10 minutes and 25 seconds. So they use less than 6 buckets per hour, which is why I think I have enough to support 3 of them. Now, you'll notice they've got their fuel, they're not doing anything. I still need to provide them with some coolant, which I can do by breaking down some blocks, and I'm going to put down an aqueous accumulator, which I thought I had one of them. There we go. And I've got my, portable tank full of water and my buckets with me, because I frequently find I end up needing random water. There we go. That guy's filling with water. Water coolant can help in the production of 400,000 redstone flux from a compression dynamo. So I need 2.5 buckets of water per bucket of coal. This aqueous accumulator, running at maximum speed, will produce a bucket every 2 seconds. So 1 bucket of water will last around 4 minutes and 10 seconds. The aqueous accumulator can produce a bucket every 2 seconds. 1 aqueous accumulator can support 125 compression dynamos. Oh, speaking of maximum production values, 1 magma crucible producing a bucket every 10 seconds will be able to support just over 10 of the compression dynamos because it produces 60 buckets an hour, and these guys take about 6 buckets an hour each. So now all I need to do is hook up my fluid ducts, and hopefully these 3 will be enough to get started. Come over here, take a look at my energy cell. Oh, it is still losing power. It is not recharging. That might be because it's recharging the rest of the system at this point. That's my hope. I'm just going to check out the numbers on everything, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, folks. Couple of changes. I set up a 4th coal generator. Still not enough, though. I have plenty of liquefacted coal. Also, I changed the pulverizer around to output everything into the network, and then set the network to export pulverized coal directly into the magma crucible. That way I've got the coal in the network for when I want to make something else, which I'm going to be using in just a moment here. So that crucible is keeping those 4 compression dynamos full with no problem. Over here, I put this redstone energy cell, well, this resonant energy cell, took my 3rd one there, into the power line going up front, tossed a lever on it, and set it to redstone high. So it'll only run the entire ore creation, the metal creation chain, when this lever is flipped to on. In the meantime, it's just kind of gathering power from all of the engines and dynamos and such that are running. Speaking of generators, oh nope, those guys are good for hours yet. So I'm going to be adding even more power to this system right now, and I've got another little plan in mind to make that happen. First things first, I'm going to need myself some of this pyrotheum dust, which I'm just going to grab a couple stacks of it right off the bat. That takes the sulfur that I'm getting as a byproduct from pulverizing the coal, some of that pulverized coal, redstone, and blaze powder, both of which I get from sifting dust. And I'm going to make myself some magmatic dynamos, which I've already created the Invar gears for, and then it just uses Invar ingots and redstone transmission coils. And I'm going to just make 4 of those right off the bat. Boom. And what I'm going to do with them, I'm going to set this up right now just to show you how it all works. I'm going to come back between episodes and clean it up into something a little bit prettier, and I can show you that next time. Right now I don't have the time to be doing that. 2, 3, 4. Alright, so plug in my magmatic dynamos. And I need to bring some power over. And I also... Alright. So, the plan here is to make another magma crucible. There's quite a few of them that I'm using at this point. I'm really glad that I discovered how to make the nether bricks. Just as a refresher, you can make nether bricks by burning nether rack in a furnace, and you can make the nether rack by putting a bit of redstone into a stone barrel full of lava. Alright, so I'm going to need another block of redstone, and I'm going to need to make that leadstone energy cell. Now I can make my nether bricks. It's enough for 3 more magma crucibles. This might be the last one I need, though. That would be fantastic if it were. Every time I get annoyed with the interface, I get something that flows real smooth like this, and it, you know, redeems itself temporarily. Okay. So I need to set up some fluid ducts for these guys. And I'm just going to run them right up the back. And I'm going to run it right over here so that I can more easily attach power. Oh, that's not good. I needed that to not happen. Now all of these are full of liquefied coal. Alright, give me just a moment. I'm going to drain that off into a tank. Well, actually, I think I have an empty tank right here, don't I? Yes, I do. Alright, so I'm going to drain all that liquefied coal off into a tank. That'll take just a moment. And I'm going to route the fluid ducts around the other side. Except I accidentally tossed them back in my bag. Right. And this is the live power coming from the generators. And yeah, they can all meet up right there. So I'm going to set my magma crucible down here. I'm going to set it to output to the right and input from the left. And I'm going to grab another basic import bus, or basic export bus. My last one, I'm going to have to make myself some new ones sometime soon. And I'm going to set this to pyrotheum dust for the time being. But at the moment, I'm just going to wait for these to empty out. Ah, they're all empty now. There we go. Now I can restore this connection. And get this guy cooking. So, when cooked in a magma crucible, the pyrotheum dust turns into blazing pyrotheum. 1/4 of a bucket per dust. And 1 bucket of this stuff will burn for 2 million redstone flux in a magmatic dynamo. So it'll take about 20 minutes for that stuff to, one of these to burn through a bucket of that stuff. It'll last for quite a while. So adding those 4 magmatic dynamos will give me a total of 13 dynamos and generators, all burning at 80 redstone flux per tick, which will give me a total of 1040 redstone flux per tick. If that's not enough to actually power everything and have me energy positive, then I'm going to be in real trouble, because I'm stretching the edges of what my system is actually capable of producing in terms of fuel at the moment. I'm going to be solving that issue in upcoming episodes by building myself some plant-based power using Mine Factory Reloaded biofuel. But at the moment, I've been just wanting to focus on using the resources I already had. So let's plug that in and see if it can manage it. Actually, what we're going to do to get everything running at full speed fastest is we're going to break the connection right there entirely, and we're going to let these two charge up. They should start charging any moment now, assuming we are producing more power than we're using. It's going to have to charge up all of the conduits first, and I believe every single one of the conduits can hold 10,000 redstone flux. I've got a lot of conduits on the system right now, so. But yeah, if I click on here, you can see this guy's outputting at 80 redstone flux a tick, and that's maximum power. So are all of these. So are my ender generators. And still nothing. Alright, I'm going to give this some time to run and hopefully energize everything. Be right back. Alright, fantastic news. Now that everything is recharged in the conduits, this thing has begun charging itself back up as well. I'm going to let this one fill all the way and this one fill halfway before I restore this little block of cable here and get that powered back up, just to make sure that I have a nice big reserve. And then once I have all three of them completely full, I'm going to switch the ore processing back on and see if it can actually support the monster that I've built with the power that I have going on here. In the meantime, I'm going to be working on some less power-intensive tasks. For example, setting up more farms over here, which, I mean, harvesters and planters, not the least power-intensive thing in the world, but they will allow me to create more power using MFR biofuel. I'm also going to be working on the Bees and Trees and You're a Wizard, Steve quest chain, because those will be some nice good distractions while the power works its way through. And you know what? Speaking of other quests, I'm going to grab some more wheat to put into the breeder over there. Oops. There we go. And we can come see the cow farm. And you guys can see firsthand exactly how this guy works. It's, well, I mean, if you have a problem with cruelty to pixelated animals, look away now. So the wheat gets sucked out of the chest into the breeder, which automatically feeds the cows with what I can only assume is hormone-infused wheat to get them to breed immediately. When the chronotyper detects those babies, as you saw, they get sucked through the wall, where they stand here in this little 5x5x3 pit, constantly mewling, trying to get to their mothers through the wall, never able to, until they grow up, at which point they get sucked into the spinning blades of this grinder and turned into beef, leather, and mob essence. Yeah. My partner Apollo Cat hates this part, so I'm not allowed to show her these. But it makes me happy inside. I get automated beef production. What can I do that's useful? I think that step 1 is going to be You're a Wizard. Now, to complete this quest, I need to craft a Thaumonomicon and a sacrificial knife, neither of which is particularly difficult to create with the level of resources that I have available. The sacrificial knife from Blood Magic, step 1 along the path to using life essence to do horrible, horrible things, is just some gold and some glass and some iron. Which, you know, it's easier if you have glass. So I'm going to go start some glass cooking, and then I'm going to go make myself a Thaumonomicon while I wait. Thaumonomicon. I'm going to need string for the... actually, no, I don't need string. I have leather now. Fantastic. That's great, because I'm out of string. Okay, so I can make books the old-fashioned way, which I'm going to need for the Thaumonomicon, 3 of them. And then I can use those books to make a bookshelf. I'm also going to need some iron. And I'm going to use 2 ingots worth of iron to make iron nuggets, which I'm going to put into this little pattern right here to make an iron cap. And 2 iron caps and a stick gets me an iron capped wooden wand, the very first tool that you get in Thaumcraft. And all I need to do is set down this bookshelf somewhere, whack it with my wand by right-clicking, and poof, I have the Thaumonomicon. You get some really fantastic graphical particle effects in this mod. Alright, I'm going to go sleep through the night, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. I'm going to grab that glass out of my chest. Come over here, make myself that sacrificial knife. There we are. And now I can open up my quest book, and I can submit those two, and I'll get them back from the quest rewards, as well as another iron-capped wooden wand, a full heart, and a reward bag. This is a greater reward bag, and it contains blackberry seeds, corn seeds, and lettuce seeds. Lettuce seeds are especially fantastic. I know that I need those in the long run. And I'll be making farms with some of those next time. Okay. Next step along the quest chain, I can either choose to focus on the Thaumcraft route or on the Blood Magic route. In the Blood Magic route, they're asking me to make the Blood Altar. The Blood Altar is made simply with some diamonds, some gold, a furnace, and some stone. So we're going to make that real quick, because it'll be fast. Is there a chance that I have everything? I do. There, one Blood Altar. Made to order. Oh, maybe not. Now I need to make a weak blood orb. To make the weak blood orb, I have to collect 10 hearts worth of life essence in the Blood Altar, and then throw a diamond in the center to create a weak blood orb. Orbs store life essence for powering spells and rituals. Okay, simple enough. Love these little tutorial quests, by the way. So I'm just going to set down that Blood Altar and grab myself a diamond. Oh, there's one right there. Convenient. And now when I prick myself with this sacrificial knife next to the altar, you'll see that I take some damage and some blood appears in there. Now I can easily kill myself this way, so you don't want to just hold right click. You will just, sacrifice your entire life to the altar. And it needed at least 10 hearts worth. Luckily, this particular pack includes Hungercraft, which pops up that nice little injured marker when you do get low. Also, it regens life a little bit easier than normal because you get the well-fed buff, which includes a little bit of extra health regen. Also, I believe I have some healing or regen potions waiting for me from prior quest rewards. Splash Potion of Harming, Potion of Regeneration, and Potion of Healing. So let's use up a Potion of Regeneration on this, because why not? Drink my potion. That'll give me the regeneration buff for a while. I believe regeneration makes it so that every second or so I heal a half a heart. In any case, to make the diamond into the blood orb, you just need to place it in the altar with the appropriate amount of life points in there, and it will slowly charge itself up. And for larger, nastier recipes that'll be need to be made down the road, you can even fill the orb while it's charging. Just like that. Ooh, that got close, didn't it? Yeah, you want to be careful with these sacrificial knife. So I'm going to give that some time to finish charging up, put the glass bottle away. Oh, and hey, I guess I should use this heart. Ding! 16 points. Take a look in the Thaumonomicon. I am not going to be doing a full coverage of Thaumcraft in this series. There are other series that do that. I will give a brief overview of it in an upcoming episode sometime soon, but basically all of the research and mechanics and stuff I'm going to be doing off screen, except for one run through each, and on screen you'll mainly be seeing me playing with the cool toys that I can make out of it. One thing of note, if you've messed with Thaumcraft in the past, in this particular version it is set to simple research mode, or easy research. And the effect that this has is that you don't actually have to play the research minigame for anything. If you hover over an item, you can see exactly how much it costs to research. There's a lot of aspects that I have not discovered yet. We'll get into all of this some other time. You start with a good bit of various aspects. And the deconstruction table over here is going to be a priority target for me. In any case, I've completed my weak blood orb. And now I can go into my bloody power and I can submit it, which takes away my blood orb, but gives me a full heart reward bag and a blood orb back. So, ding for 17 points. One last thing before I wrap up, I had another somewhat insane idea for energy production, which I ended up building off the side of the platform back here. I'm going to show you what this is all about. So, magmatic dynamos running on blazing pyrotheum, and compression dynamos running on liquefacted coal, and ender generators running on ender pearls. All of that's well and good, but I wanted something a little more hazardous and a little bit more mass producible for power, and just something I've never played with before. So I built a little tunnel 64 blocks this way, which has a redstone energy conduit underneath, and there is some ME cable off to the side that you can't quite see. Coming all the way down here to the extra utilities TNT generators, and these run on gunpowder. So they already have some in there from earlier, as I was making sure this whole thing worked. The TNT generators are created with a furnace, a block of iron, 2 redstone, and 5 TNT, which is the default vanilla TNT made with gunpowder and sand. And they will generate 80 RF per tick, and will run on for 30 seconds per gunpowder that's placed inside of them. And right now I've got ME basic export buses set to deliver gunpowder. I've got the redstone energy conduit to deliver power back to the base. And the reason that it's built so far out is sound only travels about 64 blocks in Minecraft. So this will make sure that the base is nice and peaceful, even though that's going to be rather noisy over there. Because the downside of the gunpowder generator, as every one of these generators has some form of downside, is they cause explosions around them, which will damage any entities, destroy and blow away any items. They won't destroy blocks, and it will make the explosion noise. So I'm going to hook this thing up to the ME system now, and I'm going to hook it up to the power system. Except I seem to be out of energy conduit. Alright, be right back. I'm going to grab some more energy conduit. Made myself 12 more empty energy conduits and filled some of them up. I am out of Electrum. I'll have to fix that between episodes. So, I'm going to connect it up, and if I get close to the TNT generators, yeah, that's why they needed to be far away. Yeah, that's a little bit obnoxious. But I'm going to hook this guy up so that they can be refilled, because I've got my barrel of TNT hooked up with a storage bus to my system. And you can see it's probably pulling away, yep, quite a bit of the gunpowder now, as it's going to fill a stack into each of those. And once those all get filled up, I'll keep an eye on this and see if I'm actually running at a gunpowder deficit. I think that I'll be okay, though, given the rate that they've been coming in so far. So I'm going to give this 30 seconds and see if I gain or lose. Be right back. Alright, folks, it's actually been closer to 10 minutes, as I wanted to give this a nice long test. And I am up slightly on the gunpowder route. Well, on the gunpowder amount. So that's fantastic. It means that I am not only sustainable, I could probably add maybe one more of those generators, but let's not push our luck. So in total now, with 9 more generators added, I have 22 dynamos and generators burning off at 80 RF a tick, producing 1,760 RF per tick. And if I watch my resident energy cell here, it is kind of flying up. I mean, you can actually see the numbers increasing by tens of thousands per second, which is fantastic. So this might actually be enough to finally power that beast that I have upstairs. And as long as I don't get too close to the TNT generators while they're active, they shouldn't be too dangerous for me. Ooh, one last thing. Let's see what I got out of that goodie bag from the last quest that I completed. It is a greater reward bag. And I got a whole lot of music discs, a note block, and a radio. I have no idea if I have any use for that. That doesn't seem like a useful sort of collection of items. Maybe there's like a royalty-free radio station that I can tune this thing into for in the middle of recording and such. In any case, that's going to wrap us up for today. I am all out of time. Next time, I am going to get some farms built over here, because as great as TNT power is, I'd like to transfer over to a biogenerator from Mine Factory Reloaded. And also, I'm going to start working on some more of the quest chains. I haven't decided exactly which ones yet. I'll figure that out between now and next time. Thank you very much for joining me. If you are enjoying the series thus far, please pick a video, any video, like it, comment on it, favorite that video. Those are the things that will really help me the most in getting more exposure and getting more people to the channel. Also, I am always up for discussing my ideas and my builds. Feel free to contact me on Twitter, on the Minecraft forum, on the Feed the Beast forum, or here on YouTube and Google Plus under the name Purple Mentat. See you next time.